part of the massive bribe used to seduce humanity into entering the war under the direction of the mentors. Humanity had come cheap at the price. Some had realized that and expressed it in terms of sorrow. Some had yet to learn it. Sarah, beyond a certain interest in the history of the people she was meant to interact with, didn't concern herself with such things. Feelings were for sentients, not all sophents. During the fighting, Last Stop had served as a supply depot for the human forces that had so completely vanquished the enemy thanks to mentor-provided tech and VMOG weapon systems. Then, after the enemy destroyed Earth, just before the last big Allied offensive, Last Stop had become something of a refuge for those humans who couldn't, or wouldn't, fight anymore. Sarah had weathered all of these changes, and then some. There were newer AIs available, ones that didn't require such frequent updating and scrubbing, but apparently the mentors found Sarah's performance adequate enough to avoid the expense of installing a whole new system. Either that, or Last Stop Station was not critical enough to receive the latest and best AIs the VMOG Cortex designers produced. Whatever the reason, the mentors kept sending updates, seeding them electron by electron across 1 million different forms of communication: personal messages, financial transactions, commercial advertisements, all of it. These fragments coalesced inside the web of data hosted by the billions of broadcast receiver nanites built into the station's physical structure. The data then made its way, as all data eventually did, to Sarah. And when it was over, the Sarah would be clean and sharp, no longer bogged down by observable extraneous variables, memory gaps, or logic faults. It would be restored to peak efficiency. Sarah would be perfect once again, just as an administration AI should be.
Chapter 1. Muck. Siren forged the last, long, plaintive note of the song into a fine-edged thing that cut across the dark interior of the club and sank deep, flincing memories of the war free, like marrow from old bone. Without a place to call my own, this feeling, this release, was all I had. I swallowed my pain, fighting the very natural inclination to focus on the singer and her song, rather than scan the audience for threats. Her metallic silver gown glowed in the spotlight against the stage's background of star-studded darkness. The rest of the lights faded as her voice grew in strength, leaving only her shining form and the razor-edged sweetness of pain. Yeah, Siren was good enough to make even my stone-edged and cold-cored heart ache. Might be there was a better reason to be on Last Stop Station than listening to her sing, but if there was, I still don't know it. It certainly ain't the work. The cabaret called A Curtain of Stars was a class joint, relatively speaking, but it attracted its share of trouble. That's where I came in. Bouncing paid the bills and kept me in pharma, but that didn't mean I enjoyed it. Though on nights like this, when the band played its best and Siren sang Her Memory Is Alive, it was bearable. I shifted my attention to the crowd as the song bled to an end, the patrons standing or sliding to their feet or pseudopods, clapping, roaring, or honking in appreciation as their organs permitted. "Back up now," I said, putting my hands up and stepping forward into the crowd. On my right and left, I heard the club's 2 other bouncers giving similar orders. This was our nightly routine when Siren sang. Her audience never could get enough. The fan was fast, so fast I narrowly missed his collar as the tall, skinny human rushed the stage. His yellowed, red-rimmed eyes stayed locked on Siren, who stood motionless.